Good morning. Our target says I can distinguish between attributes that define a three-dimensional figure and attributes that do not. What is an attribute? Remember, when we talk about attributes of a shape, we talk about things like the number of vertices it has, the number of sides it has, or the number of faces it has. Attributes that wouldn't define it, that we could not sort a shape by, would be things like color, size, orientation, which means maybe how the shape is sitting. Is it upside down? Is it up straight? So we're going to look at a bunch of shapes I have here, three-dimensional shapes. And I want you guys to think about, how could we sort all of these shapes? What would be the best way to sort it? We need to make sure we sort it by defining attributes. So remember, if we're sorting by defining attributes, we can't take it and sort it by color. No, that wouldn't be right. We can't sort it by size. We can't sort it by texture. Maybe I have some bumpy or soft, or maybe some smooth shapes, some hard. That's not how we're sorting it. We can sort it by things like the number of faces. So let's go ahead and start with faces. How many faces does a sphere have? 0, very good. So I'm going to put it over here. It will have its own spot. Now let's see, do any of these other shapes have 0 faces? What about this? Cylinder. No, the cylinder has 2 faces, so we can't put it over here. No, oh no, that has a face. Right here, yeah, the pom-pom, that could go over there. So now I'm sorting by faces, but notice how they're different. This here is a big sphere. It's wooden, it's probably heavy. This here is a little sphere. It's red, it's fluffy, but it doesn't matter. We're sorting by faces. That is an attribute that distinguishes it. So we have the sphere that has 1 face. Now I guess we can, or the sphere that has 0 faces. Now we can move on to a shape that has 1 face. What shape would have 1 face? Does this have a face? Yeah, but it has 2. Right here, this has only 1 face. There we go. So we'll put the cone there. See any more? No, I can't do that. We're sorting by attributes. Right here, very good. This cone has 1 face, okay? So now I have 0 faces, 1 face. We don't have any shapes with just 2. Oh yeah, we do. We do have 2 faces here. Which ones have 2? Very good. The cylinder has 2 faces. Do we have any more? 1 more. Very good. Okay. So now we have the sphere that has 0. The cone has 1. Cylinders have 2. Do any of these other shapes have 2 faces? Not that I see. Okay. What about 4 faces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Nope. Okay, I don't have any here with 4. I don't have a triangular pyramid. I only have a square pyramid. So let's move on. Let's look for 5 faces. Nope, the square doesn't have 5 faces. Neither does a rectangular prism. What about the square pyramid? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5 faces. I have 2 of those. Okay. Any more? Yep, right here. triangular prism. Okay. So we have the square pyramid and the triangular prism. Very good. Okay, moving on. Let's look for 6 faces. Right here, we know the square has 6 faces. Here's another square, another square. They're all different colors, but that's okay. And then we have the rectangular prisms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay. Good. And good. So we have 2 rectangular prisms here. We have a few cubes here. These all have 6 faces. Right here, we have different shapes. We have the triangular prism and the triangular pyramid. They all have 5 shapes. And then we have the cylinders with 2 faces. We have our cones, which have 1, and then our spheres have 0. Now we sorted by faces. You can also sort by the number of edges or the number of vertices. So these all have 0 vertices, 0 edges. This here has 1 vertex. Okay. So if we sorted by vertices, let's sort by vertices, okay? Like we said, sphere has 0. What about this cylinder? How many vertices do our cylinders have? 0, very good. So since we're not talking about faces anymore, I can move these over to where our cylinders are. They all have 0 vertices, okay? Now, let's see. Our triangular prism has 6 vertices and our square pyramid has 5. So I have to move this. Let's keep this 5. How many vertices do the cubes have? A lot more. Those have 8. We know that the rectangular prism also has 8. So I can keep these all in a group. This here, triangular prism has 6 vertices. The square pyramid has 5. So we go from 0. These have 1, 5, 6, and 8. This time I sorted by vertices, a number of vertices. I did not sort by color. I did not sort by size or texture. I didn't sort by orientation. Okay, we are sorting by the faces, the vertices, or the edges. Here's what your seesaw assignment will look like. You need to go down here and use the hand tool and move each item to where it belongs. You're going to sort it by if it's a cube, sphere, cylinder, cone, rectangular prism, or pyramid. Okay, and I'll see you tomorrow.